I've always been a fan of like mixing things that don't belong. Um, Sometimes just because you can stack symbolism onto pieces like that, and you can give meaning to abstract things that don't normally belong.
So, are you still tattooing today?
Here and there, the push now is really to be known for the art.
For the canvas work.
Exactly.
What type of paint do you use? What kind of like not brand, but like is it?
Acrylics. I enjoy acrylic. I like to. I need shit to dry quick so that I can kind of think about the next step. Oil is dope. I don't have the patience though for that like time lapse of I need a faster turnover. My life is like this. So, the paintings kind of go the same way. I could work on 6, 7 different paintings at a time. Um, like that's just how kind of like how my mind is scattered also. Like I need to jump in between different joints at a time. I can't just focus on one piece.
Now, when you're doing a painting, do you have something in mind when you start, or do you just start putting the brush on the canvas and see where it
If
goes?
it's something more abstract, I kind of just go right into the canvas. Um, I usually work out my ideas in my head. So it's almost like the painting's already painted. And then it's just taking what's in my mind and then throwing it onto canvas. And the practice is getting it to a point where whatever's in your head ends up exactly on canvas. And I'm really, really happy that I'm finally at that point now where, the images that are in my head is almost like a direct transfer onto canvas. It took a little while to get there.
Did you have any mentorship in terms of
Painting?
yeah?
No. It was always just, you know, um, and again, for me, painting is more about discovering yourself also, uh, you might hold the brush a certain way until you figure out a way where it's like, all right, this is the way I like to hold it. This is the most comfortable for me. Or, you know, I see a lot of guides on Instagram and TikTok where it's like, don't paint on a raw canvas or don't use the stark white background when you're starting to paint. Like, you should always use an undertone or you should always do this or you should always do that. And it's like, nah, do it however you want to do it because that's your way. And I'm a strong advocate of that. Like, we all have to find kind of like our way in things. And I think it's like that with art. Like, you can find your way. I did that. I found my way. Like, I don't have a traditional, uh, you know, art educated background. It was like, nah, I want to paint this way because it feels good, and that's how I'm doing it.
That's what's up. Do you have any particular artists that you're like a fan of? Any people that like you love their work?
In terms of like older artists, like many people, I'm a fan of like Frida. I like the whole like surreal movement, like that whole group of artists. I've always been a fan of like mixing things that don't belong. Um, Sometimes just because you can stack symbolism onto pieces like that, and you can give meaning to abstract things that don't normally belong, and also for the comedic value of it. Like, there's a lot of humor in my paintings just because that's what I enjoy. Like, sometimes I'll paint something and I'll stand back, and if I can chuckle, if I smirk, and I'm like, yeah, like this shit is funny. Like, for me personally, I know I'm on the right path.